You have characterized the Canada-US relationship as, quote, under siege. I'd love to get a little bit more of a sense of what you see as the state of this Canada-US relationship, and then we'll take it from there.
So to clarify for everyone watching, the U.S. has no more important relationship than our relationship with Canada. And I would venture to say, given my time in Canada, both during and after my ambassadorship, I think it's also true for Canada and Canadians that the U.S. relationship is critical. Today, under the Biden administration, with Ambassador Cohn, Ambassador Hillman, I think our relationship is in actually really good hands, and we are in a really good place. My concern is, given what we experienced during the Trump administration, and given the activities that are happening domestically in the United States, my concern is that if there is a authoritarian-like leader that emerges, whether it's Donald Trump or someone else in the future, I think that we saw during the Trump administration that there were attacks on Canada, there were attacks on steel and aluminum, there were attacks on, the border, and during the pandemic, we saw how things could be. And the mistake we could make is if we don't prepare for that going forward. And I never thought we'd ever have to prepare for that previously, but given what I see taking place in the United States, I will work my darndest to either reelect President Biden or another Democrat. I will do my best to continue to preserve and protect this relationship. And I will do my best as a private citizen to continue to hold on to democracy, which I value so much. But I am awake now, and everybody else should be awake as to the perils that could be in front of us, and to just not do anything about it would be reckless, I think, for all of us, both in the U.S. domestically and internationally.
I mean, it sounds like it certainly isn't business as usual, and you've critiqued the Canada-U.S. partnership in a sense, and you want a bigger and bolder relationship. So what do you mean by that?
So when Donald Trump got up one day and said, I want to get rid of NAFTA, he soon quickly realized it wasn't that easy. This was a treaty that was signed on by Congress and Parliament through multiple administrations in the past. It had very specific language and provisions that forced him to negotiate, renegotiate, and then present that back to Congress and then to Parliament, and of course, Mexico as well. And so that demonstrates that when we have something codified, that we have something that is passed by Congress and Parliament, that it's protected from a leader in either of our two countries that wants to quickly dismiss the relationship. There are things that the president can do by executive order. And when it's not codified, let's use COP for an example. The President Obama joined COP, President Trump got out of COP, President Biden gets back in COP. So are there aspects of our relationship that some future president can quickly dismiss? And what are those? And what are those things that we find so much that are very important that we can codify and pass in a treaty that protects the relationship? And we should at least have that conversation in a serious way. I've talked to a number of people, they say, that's a heavy lift. Boy, that's going to be very hard. Yeah, there are a lot of things that are hard out there right now. But if we, I've used this term before and I'll use it. It's easier to get fire insurance on your home when it's not on fire. Once it's on fire, you're not going to get fire insurance and you're going to spend all your time just working on putting out the fire. And so right now, no fire. But right now, we should have fire insurance.
These are the words of the former U.S. Ambassador to Canada. We're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back with our guest, Bruce Heyman. Please stay with us. We'll be back right after this.